So the World Cup just ended and we had probably the best football match ever. I mean, 3-3 France versus Argentina, Messi, getting his World Cup finally, all the Ronaldo fans being distraught. What more do you want? So at this World Cup, we had a lot of new stuff like female referees in the match, like the automated offside technology, and also something which was described by FIFA as fun and mischievous. That is Laib. Yep, that's the mascot, or actually was the mascot for this year's FIFA World Cup. And it was unveiled on the 1st April 2022 during the group stage draw. Now, Laib was, well, weird. Laib means super skilled player in Arabic, and it has a youthful spirit, spreads joy and confidence everywhere he goes, and comes from a parallel universe of mascots called the Mascotverse. And as if all this were not enough, Laib also claims to be responsible for a whole host of ghost goals. And although Laib seems cute and unassuming, Laib is just downright weird. This brought me to think, what were some of the other FIFA World Cup mascots and how weird were they? Coming in from the 1974 FIFA World Cup, we have Tip and Tap. This World Cup was hosted in West Germany and they also had East Germany in their group. So essentially, they wanted to show peace and brotherhood and all that stuff. So here we have two boys wearing Germany jerseys with black and blonde hair, and WM on one of the jerseys, meaning Weltmeisterschaft, and 74 on the other, which is self-explanatory. So yeah, seems pretty ordinary, but it's actually the way it was advertised in which seems weird. I'm sure you can see how advertising two little boys in such a manner can seem, Moving on to the 1978 World Cup, we have Guachito. It was a boy wearing Argentina's kit, a hat with the words Argentina 78, a neckerchief, and a whip, like typical gauchos. Now, gauchos are actually pretty well respected across Latin America, and when I first saw the character, I thought a World Cup mascot having a whip and a whole badass attitude and personality? Well, it's not actually that. That makes it weird. The weird part is that they actually found a boy, the 6-year-old Gabriel Nivas, who looked like the mascot and not the other way around. And then Nivas' life changed because, of course, he was asked to appear at Malvinas Argentina Stadium and he was dressed as a gaucho. Moving on to the third successive World Cup, we have from the 1982 Spanish World Cup, Naranjito the Orange. So far, all the World Cups had either an animal which represented the country or more commonly, young boys draped in some sort of stereotype. But Spain decided to do something different. Created by the ad agency Belido, creators Jose Maria Martin Pacheco and Dolores Zamaro Salto chose this orange was so enigmatic and so unique. It also had a cartoon series called Football Action, which had almost 26 episodes. With a girlfriend called Clementine, a friend called Citronio, and robots. It was the complete package. And although the 82 World Cup was a disappointment for the Spanish national team, the legacy of Naranjito and the downright weirdness and uniqueness of an orange as a mascot remains and thrives. Moving on to the 1990 World Cup next. Chow is probably the weirdest one in all this and probably the most iconic one as well. It had no boy-like characters or animal-like characters either. Chow was inspired from a traffic light and it was part of a competition which was conducted all across Italy and won by Lucis Boscardin. The thought process behind Chow was that mascots aren't just for kids. Mascots are for everyone. And with a more modern design, with the Italian tricolor and 10 lines which, when broken down, fit nicely into Italia 90, Chow was loved by everyone and over time has grown to become one of the most iconic World Cup mascots and probably the weirdest. In 1994 now, we have Striker, the World Cup pup from the USA World Cup. And there's not really much I need to say. This one's weird because it has no creativity in it. It was designed by Warner Bros. And You'd normally expect them to come up with something better, but no. The thought process behind this one was that dogs are common pets across the US, and so let's have dogs as a mascot. And apparently the people of the US voted on this. I mean, I don't know what they see in this, but I see nothing creative or evocative. Moving on to the 2002 World Cup hosted by South Korea and Japan, we have Atto, Kaz and Nick. And as happens with Japan, it has to be digitally generated and weird. So Atto, Kaz and Nick were the first computer generated and futuristic mascots, where Atto is meant to be the coach and Kaz and Nick players. Together they play Atmos ball in the sky where they live in the Atmo zone. Yep, they created a whole lore for Atto, Kaz and Nick. And Atto, Kaz and Nick were selected after a voting process across South Korea and Japan online. Of course, it's Japan. And also for some reason in McDonald's outlets. Go figure. I don't know. And to make it all the more weird, they starred in a show called The Spherics. Now, moving to probably the last weird mascot, that is before 2022. We have Golio the Sixth and Peel. The first thing that makes this weird is that the mascot has the sixth in its name. Like it's the sixth of a generation. Who were the first 5 generations? No one has any idea. But obviously the 6 is there to, show the 2006 World Cup hosted by Germany. So it also wears the number 6 German shirt naturally. It was unveiled on November 13, 2004 during a German TV program by Pele and of course Franz Beckenbauer. The other weird things about this, or rather these mascots, is that the lion does not wear a pant, and believe me, that was criticized all across Germany. Secondly, the lion itself was questioned because the lion is not really a quintessentially German animal, and perhaps more importantly, how horrifying Peel looks. And just to tie it all together and make it even more weird, Golio and Peel have their own discography. They've appeared in like 3 songs, Love Generation, Dance and All Together Now. And yeah, that's really that, I guess, for the weirdness quotient of World Cup mascots. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go comment which one you thought was the weirdest or which one did you like the most.